Mike, Penn State game was a heartbreaker because this is a game I feel like they outplayed Virginia, out-executed them. Offensively, they looked good early on. Frankly, Penn State should have been up 20-3 at halftime of this game, and this game should have been put away early. But this is just my take from my living room. What were you seeing there in Charlottesville?
Well, I tend to agree. I thought they should have. This is the second week in a row where they could have had a really sizable lead going to halftime at least, and the kicking game obviously just killed them, and we don't want to belabor that because it's been said to death everywhere, and it's not anything that is any sort of expert analysis. The guy just missed kicks. He was 0 for 4. One of them was from 20 yards, plus had an extra point block, which he basically just line drived. I mean, it was an awful kick. So, and they lose by 1 point, so they win the game with competent place kicking. So that's a frustrating thing that's going on. And the other thing about this is once they get into the conference, the schedule is probably going to get tougher, and this is a game that they certainly can't afford to give wins away, even compared to other football teams. However, I think they got better from week 1 to week 2, which football teams are supposed to do. I think they did.
And that's one of the biggest things. We saw some flaws in week 1, and I think they've improved upon a lot of those as well. I said to you a moment ago, I think the first 2 games, Ohio and Virginia, both losses this year, are better than what they look better, and the way they played their competition. We know more about them than what we did last year when they played Indiana and Alabama and then Temple. Non-league schedule-wise, I think these 2 teams they just played are strong, and they competed very well with them.
Yeah, the Indiana State is obviously a team that was nowhere near at their level, so throw that out. Alabama was a team that, but also nowhere in the other direction, was nowhere. So in terms of knowing what you have, I think you're right. I think that's true.
What did you take away? I think the running game, I don't see the running back yet. Day didn't show me much out there. Dukes, I wanted to see more out of him. And Day's banged up now, too. So are they going to finally bring Lynch in? I think they're trying to save him, but what's going to happen?
Well, there's no doubt that they want a redshirt Akil Lynch. They're hoping that they don't have to burn him this year, burn a year for him this year. And it'll be interesting to find out when we go to Bill O'Brien's press conference in 20 minutes or so here, what he's planning to do. A lot of it will be if Bill Belton is healthy. Mm-hmm. He was kept home for treatment last week with an ankle issue. But you're right. I think they very much committed to the running game against Virginia, and they did run it, and they were moderately successful. I think it was more that they don't have that explosive running back more so than any problem with the offensive line or any problem on the line of scrimmage.
Overall, I've been pretty impressed with the line play.
Yeah,
and I'm comparing it to the last couple of years because it seems like it takes Penn State 4 years to develop a good line, and what they've done this year, I'm impressed with. And Allen Robinson's been impressive as a receiver. McGloin's made some pretty good reads.
I think McGloin has been fine. I really do. He's missed a couple key throws, and I think he's getting a little carried away with the change in the play at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a little bit. Maybe overdoing that a little bit. He might be a little bit ahead of the rest of the guys in the offense in terms of understanding all of that stuff, and so he might be pushing that a little bit. But he certainly has played well enough for them to win both games, I think.
What's your biggest takeaway from this?
The biggest takeaway is that I thought that their defense played very well. And their defense looked like, against Virginia, like a defense that can keep them in games, which that was kind of dubious in the Ohio game. Again, the problem was third and long conversions by Virginia. But that, and I think, again, Penn State has got to stay healthy. They don't have the depth. Injuries will kill them. Things could still unravel. There's no question about that. Bill O'Brien has this tremendous job of putting Band-Aids on all these issues.
Navy, can this be a win on Saturday for them?
I think it can be a win, and it's a team that really can't throw the ball very well and doesn't try to. And Penn State's front seven is pretty good defensively, and I thought made progress last week. Secondly, Navy doesn't stop the run very well either. So I think again there will be that commitment by Penn State to just running it.